Good evening and welcome back to the CK2 startup screen, which is not because I've forgotten to press continue, it's because I don't want to press continue, I think. Because last session, our Emperor of Outremer, who had just managed to found Outremer, went and died before he finished all of the necessary paperwork to get its inheritance to be fully cognatic. And so when he died, the empire itself passed to his eldest surviving son, Gonzal. But the person who arguably should have inherited was his granddaughter, Oneka. And she did inherit the kingdoms of Jerusalem and Syria and Aljazeera, at least. So I'm inclined to say we could play as Gonzal, but there isn't really very much to do as Gonzal. Basically, the only thing that was left to sort out was getting the inheritance right, and it's all screwed up now. So instead, I think, we should start playing as Oneka, the wronged granddaughter of the late emperor, and see what we can find to do with her. I'm not quite sure what we will find to do with her, but I think it could be interesting. So here we have Emperor Gonzal of Outremer, who is obviously fairly dull. We don't get to see all his stats, do we? Anyway, and here we have Queen Oneka of Aljazeera and Syria and Jerusalem, 10 years old, vassal of Gonzal of Outremer, ward of Gonzal of Outremer, niece of Gonzal of Outremer, but probably not very happy with her situation.
The implacable enemy of Gonzal of Outremer, just as soon as she gets old enough to have enemies of her very own.
That something like that, yes.
Well, she gets 16. Well, yes. Obviously, she plays her. Press the go button.
So, we are 10-year-old Queen Oneka of Aljazeera, who is a humble genius with diplomacy 11. No, she doesn't. This is an interesting thing. Because the people who get claims on the empire are those who are second and onwards in line to the throne. It's purely agnatic. Women don't appear anywhere in the line of succession to the empire.
Right, well,
so
first.
So it's going to. I don't know if she can get the empire. I mean,
Maybe she has to get independence and then.
Like so, an interesting. So as a result of Simon's anagram wrangling, if we have a next target, it's Reform Europe. So this, of course, is making me think, and I can't remember if I've got the DLC to do this, of the Mend the Great Schism achievement. Or sorry, decision. And conveniently, there's a great big Orthodox empire just to my north, but. So maybe the way I do this is convert to Orthodoxy, take over the Byzantine Empire somehow, but that's surely impossible.
It's very, very hard as a woman.
Yes.
It's not completely impossible, but it is extremely challenging. I mean, you're Catholic, so what I'd do is get yourself independent, or probably mix some things en route. Once you've got yourself a reasonable power base, convert to some other form of Christianity, or whichever religion you like. Orthodoxy is good because then you can be friends with the Byzantine Empire, and this might help you deal with the might of Catholic Christendom, who will not be very happy with you because they never are.
So, yes. I mean, the alternative to embracing orthodoxy is to embrace, say, Catharism, and go for a fully gender equal reform of Europe. Though whether this is achievable or whether I just get squished by the Pope, I don't know.
Yeah, well, this is why it would have been better if you were doing this from the position
Of already running Outremer.
Yes, because that is like.
I mean.
Quarter of Catholicism right there.
Yes. Currently, in terms of in terms of space, in terms of land area, we are quite a small fraction of Outremer. We also don't have its best castles because those are in the county of Jerusalem, which currently we don't control. So we do have a claim on Yemen, which is conveniently currently held by a child.
So are you. So
Hush. Yes, but that means I think I can press. Oh, you think my regent might be?
Your regent might complain.
I mean, we do have enough troops to squish Yemen if we have to. He's actually younger than us, so if necessary, Oneka can wait until she's 16 and then stomp in there while he's still a child.
That's true.
Oh, except that some idiot's gone and cranked the Crown Authority all the way up in the Empire of Outremer, so internal wars aren't allowed.
Well, get to age 16, create a faction to lower Crown Authority in Outremer. Just have a quick look at the. Oh God, he's got quite a big thing. Any nearby kingdoms that you can nick anything off?
Annoyingly, my realm doesn't extend far enough east to touch the vast quantity of convenient small
Yes,
Muslim things.
More than, but you may be able to get at them by Ottomans. Like perfectly ordinary claim wars.
Yeah, sadly, the only things I have claims on are inside Outremer.
At the moment, I mean, chancellors and money can change this. That's what they're for.
Don't have much money.
Over 1,000, haven't you?
Yes. But I think when I left Outremer, it had over 10,000.
Yes.
Oh no, he's only got 4,600, and he's also way past his domain limit because I hadn't bothered fixing that. And also because I just won while playing as Gonçal, just won a holy war.
Yeah, that would tend to help.
So Gonçal does not like us because, rather amusingly, I can declare war on Gonçal because I can claim Yemen or Nisibin from him. Apparently, I also have a de jure claim on Jerusalem, of course. But he is kind of scary. He has, admittedly, of his 70,000 troops, I'll be providing a few, but I only have 19,000, so I would still.
Yes, this is why I was sort of vaguely suggesting an external war.
Yes.
On the grounds that it will be less scary.
Anyway, let's do general setup. Like, what the hell is my Chancellor doing with a diplomacy of 9? Surely I can do better than that, even as a relatively lowly queen.
Yes. Also, you need to check whether you're betrothed or not.
Not yet.
Good. So you can make sure it's matrilineal.
I mean, there's the 19-year-old Chancellor of Tinnis, who is who has 24 diplomacy and is quick. I mean, I'm slightly tempted to not only recruit him as my Chancellor, but also marry him.
But then, you won't get... You'll lose his husband bonus there. Or something.
Oh, yes, you don't want the same person to be your counsellor and your...
Indeed. And your life partner.
Right, our Marshal has a martial skill of 22, which is probably all right. Our Steward has a stewardship of 12. Right, let's fix that. He wants to improve his martial ability. That's okay. I was a little disturbed that he might want to become a marshal, which would be mad, but no. Right, come along. You can come to my court. Spymaster. Wow. The Spymaster of Moray has backstabbing of 32.
Wow. I mean, I hope he likes you.
Currently has an opinion of 9. Like, I have pretty decent diplomacy.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth the risk now. The only thing to watch out for there is that you are a minor, and I have suffered a number of embarrassing things where the Spymaster has gone, so you're regent then? Not your regent anymore. Guess who? Now, this may be a lower risk because it's not any of your relatives and not anyone that's currently landed in the realm, but just so you know, that can be a problem.
Right, we're going to need to improve those commanders as well. Let me just invite everyone who might be useful to my court.
You can always betroth yourself to that nice chancellor guy, and you can accept. And take the next one as your actual chancellor.
Oh, does my existing marshal have any good skills? No. Okay, there is a definite shortage of siege leaders then. Right, I have now issued a vast number of invitations to try to get my court vaguely together.
I just have this small problem trying to remember who's who. But usually it's fairly self-explanatory from their skills.
Maybe shouldn't marry my cousin Nuno. I think I may want to put a bit more effort into the... No, I'm not going to marry my uncle Oinan.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yes, he's a genius, but... And Athelwold, 17 years old, might be all right.
I mean, the thing here is, the age, him being, 7 or 8 years older than you is less of a problem.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the limitation is your childbearing years, not his.
Yes. I mean, I'm not sure having a non-aggression pact with the Countess of Ulster is very useful, but someone's going to have to do something about his terrible backstabbing. Well, probably they'll stab him. So he might do the alternative is to see if any genius men will join my court, and the answer appears to be that I've invited the only one. Just have a look and see if there are any genius children who could be, whose parents could be tempted away. No. So yes, I think Athelwold is probably a good plan, for all that he is zealous, which might not be good in a Catholic if I'm going to try to end up not being Catholic.
I have less problem with that than I expected for some reasons when I was going around for that kind of thing.
Right.
I've now got an ill of some Europeans.
Yes, it is a bit like that. So what are my vassals like? Ooh, some of them really don't like me. Right. Well, let's grant some of them. Why don't they like me? Oh, because I've just fired half of them from the council.
Yeah, they can be really touchy about that kind of thing.
Well, let's give a couple of them minor titles to cheer them up.
Also, the council think the time activation, more or less around the time that you reach maturity and need to, you know, have them bend into your will, etc. No, those ones, they were just rubbish. I have to say the CK2 penalty is much worse for this kind of thing.
Right. So yes, I don't get to control the laws, and I don't appear anywhere in the line of succession for the empire because on gender we have Prince Manrique, King Nuno of Yemen, Prince Johannes, Prince Oynen, whom I declined to marry, and then we wander off to Chief Boritegin of Kremenchuk, is fifth in line to the Empire of Outremer. And on took Karakanid. So yes, you get who isn't even Catholic and is a vassal of the Khan of the Karakanid Khanate.
Right.
Up there. So yes.
Obviously, the other thing that you can do is when you reach maturity is to create a faction for changing the succession law.
Is there one for changing the gender law?
There's usually one for we want gavel kind of.
Yes, there's that kind of thing.
There isn't one for we want agnatic, cognatic hamstrons.
I do notice that of my three kingdoms, in my three kingdoms, I have two different gender laws because Al Jazeera existed before Jerusalem created it. So I may also need to fix Al Jazeera's inheritance law if I can, and possibly move my primary title. I mean, I feel that my primary title really ought to be Jerusalem, even though I don't actually hold the county of Jerusalem. Do I hold Damascus? No, I don't think I hold Damascus either. No. Basically, all the bits that were the emperor's domain have ended up staying with the emperor. Oh, of course. I don't have to adjoin the territory of a Muslim ruler. I have to adjoin a de jure duchy that overlaps the territory of a Muslim ruler, which I do. So if I want to, I can actually declare a holy war on Esfahan because I adjoin the duchy of Jibal, because I control up to there, which means I'm adjacent to Jibal, which means I can declare a holy war for Jibal, even if the only county I would get is disjoint from my ones. And probably unlike the AI, I'm actually capable of adequately pursuing a war against the infidels. Probably don't want to immediately try to imprison my vassal, the Duke of Jazeera. He is currently plotting to fabricate a claim on the kingdom. I could ask him to stop, but presumably he won't like being asked to stop. So I think we unpause now and allow things to happen a bit and slow time down a bit. Because probably... Oh, thank you. I had a claim on Nisibin. He's granted me the transfer of the vassalage of the Count of Nisibin to me. The Emperor Gonçal has. He's promptly created the title of the Duchy of Damascus, which I had kind of not been getting around to. He's also transferred a different vassal contract. So my territory no longer has the gap around Nisibin, wherever Nisibin was. I think this makes a lot of difference. Oh, he's having created the Duchy of Damascus. He has granted me the Duchy of He created it, gave it to someone, and then passed that person as a vassal to me. And the Count of Acre. Right, who's this guy? Götzeling Gerofling. Did I really invite you to join my court? Why on earth would I have done that? Because you're an organiser. Right, that's good reason. Right, you are simply quite a decent commander. Wonder if you'll change religion. Not with an opinion of -37, you won't. All right, you are sadly zealous and orthodox. Well, might not be sad. I might find a use for that. Oh, now we have Manrique, Duke of Acre, available as a to be a commander. So we may not need all these people we've invited. Let's put him into one of our slots because he looks good. Stick in Tolan as well. Lettelem of Brodno is my new Chancellor. For some reason his wife is in prison up in Pomerania. So now I'm going to annoy my existing, not Chancellor, steward by firing him. And replacing him with someone useful. Otto Velf has turned up. He looks like a commander. Augustin von Fontinis, who is my new Chancellor. Enaza, who is going to be my new court chaplain. He was Catholic, wasn't he? Yes. Ladron, who will probably be a commander because he's a siege leader. Lorenzo, who, well, I mean, I was probably intending to make him a commander, but he doesn't look like a very good one. Like, we've got, I mean, Andronikos is only a 19, but on the other hand, he's also a vassal, so he gets a small bonus for that. Götzelin we've got because he's an organiser, and we also have Otto as an organiser. We've got one siege leader, Yeah, I think maybe I've got a slight surplus of commanders here. Yeah, well, we'll keep them around. They tend to get killed in battle anyway. So now we have a bunch of messages about people arriving in my court because all these people brought their families with them.
Yep.
Wolf Gifu. Givu. Ulo of Brodno. I'm slightly confused as to how he arrived at my court when he's also in prison in Pomerania, mind. Similarly, Len Ravala, who is apparently in my court and also imprisoned in Pomerania. I think she hasn't arrived at my court. I think she is merely now technically a member of my court.
And I believe now you would be able to pay ransom to get her out of
Right, yes.
Pomerania. I think Garrison finishes dinner.
But the current Grand Mayor Felice of Pomerania, because of course I set up an Italian thing, Merchant Republic up there, refuses to let her out because she has a claim on his title on the grand city of Sevede. So no, I can't ransom her. Can I ransom the kids? I don't appear to have an option to ransom the kids. Maybe they'll very shortly be unimprisoned or something. We should turn the fan on.
I'm turning the fan on. Okay.
But
Give me a second to turn the fan on. Give me a second to trip over a cable and, die. This one's setting 2, we want it higher.
that seems reasonable, as in it's not too noisy.
3 is fairly loud, certainly.
Ermengarde, the Unfaithful, who is the wife of Götzelang Gerolfing, sorry. Yeah, that's a good name. I hadn't realised that the Orthodox commander I'd invited came with a Sunni wife. Probably has converted from Christianity, given her sympathy for Christian religions. She would convert to Catholicism if I asked her.
Yeah, the other opportunity here is to, set up the Sunni revival or something.
Well, I haven't got I haven't got the necessary DLC. Plus, I have a feeling that Oneka might not be allowed to be a Muslim ruler.
Oh yeah. Yes. There's no such thing as women in CK2's into.
To the great Queen Oneka, may you live in harmony. I've got far. Oh, you're my new spy master. Yes. Onchu MacBroen, who has an intrigue of 32 because base 10 elusive shadow genius and also patient, cynical, deceitful, paranoid.
That sounds like spy master to me.
I mean, my existing spy master has a backstabbing of 16, but that's not quite going to hit the backstabbingness of 32 of this guy.
Starter and main course for both fish.
Right, and I'm betrothed. Why can't I appoint my new spy master then? Go. A message about revoked title has been received from Gonçal di Spoleto. To immediately revoke your title as Kingdom of Syria. Failure to hand it over peacefully will lead to war.
I mean, this is tricky. I mean, you're probably going to really struggle to win.
So he'll have about twice as many troops as me.
Yes.
As in, if I subtract my troops from his, he has... Well, he currently has 63,000. I'm doing better than I was. I'm up to 22,000 now.
Yes. I'm just going to point out that that's not even slightly enough. And unlike you, he's got a lot of money.
Yes.
So you have a problem, or potential problem here, which is one way or
I mean, you say he's got a lot of money, but I can hire 20,000 mercenaries with what I've got in the bank, and okay, I won't be able to keep them for very long.
How much of your territory is hill, mountain, desert, and how much of his is hill, mountain, desert? You may be able to survive by sitting around in mountains.
So,
I get to know why he's revoking it. He's just decided that he likes it better.
I mean, it seems like a particularly silly thing to do, because doesn't that get him a... Oh, has he got a claim on it?
He'll have a claim.
Yeah, the problem is, yes, he has a claim on it, because he was like third in line or something.
He is indeed third in line.
Yes, he is in fact, well, second in line. Still.
And I mean, it may be tyrannical of him, but it may not be tyrannical of him, and also he might not care.
Yes, indeed.
Dick, in your room somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
So, does that also lose me essentially all of the territory of Syria? As in, does he
Yes.
revoke the vassals at the same time?
Yes, the vassals go with title in the same way as they would if they were conquered, unless you hold any of the specific
Yes.
which duchies, in which case you keep them. In fact, are there any duchies you can create?
No.
Well, that's one potential way out.
I was like, Syria's kind of annoying. That's the one in the middle.
Yes. I mean, as I say, it's not completely impossible for you to keep it. It is just going to be very, very difficult. And you have the problem that even if you do win, you are going to have measured troop levels and your finances to do it.
But losing that much territory is also
So really,
quite bad.
yes.
Just checking how his vassals feel about him. Yeah, he's doing pretty well with his vassals as well. Whereas, like, I can't really afford to piss my vassals off lots. I think I shall accept the loss of Syria, I think. I mean, the thing is, I even have, admittedly, I can't get the county of Damascus, so I'm a bit stuck with. What's our... We do have a half decent capital at least. I mean, this is not very relevant. I'm mostly thinking about whether I want to move my capital.
If you do pick the most defensible of everything, because if you want, but at some point you probably have to go to war anyway. If you don't want to just give up the kingdom, you kind of.
What worries me a little is the possibility that he'll do this to all three of my kingdoms, because he does have a claim on all three of them.
And this is probably the best time to
And obviously, if I'm going to get into a war with him, I better do it before he's revoked two of my kingdoms.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if there's a timeout on this, but I don't think there is there?
What do you mean?
As in, once he's revoked one kingdom from you, does he have to wait a little
I
while?
don't think so. Maybe it gets him a truce, but
I think it does.
I mean, I think that Queen Oneka is not going to hand over her titles. I mean, I think almost not so much because it's a rational thing to do as because she's not going to hand over her titles.
Yes, I mean that is also a fine thing.
This may not work, but
If you're going
decline.
To go fighting,
Having refused to give up my title to Emperor Gonçalo, I am now forced to raise the banner of rebellion. Right, he's now down to 39,000 troops. To arms. We apparently are the Latin revolt. Right, so I think I essentially need to raise all of my troops and also hire some mercenaries.
Make sure that your steward is on to raising all the taxes.
Yes. Let's organise my my court now that I know what I'm doing. collect taxes. He's already training troops, which is probably for the best.
Yes, we've still got 2 crossword clues to finish,
Okay.
which you can finish from over there. I'll see. Well, because I'm like 3 mouthfuls of tea away from going to bed, so.
He now considers me a traitor. Yes, he does desire the Kingdom of Jerusalem, so I suspect he's going to try to get that off me as well in due course. So let's set my Chancellor to annoying the Duke of Baghdad. Oh, do I already have a plot? No, maybe I'm just too young to have a plot. Apparently I still have a commander slot free. Well, I have 2 commander slots free. Excellent. Possibly excellent. Oh, because I'm a temporary empress.
No, yes, of course.
Right. We may have to be a bit cautious around Jerusalem itself. So if I hire the most expensive mercenaries, which is probably not the right move, that will take me down to about 1,300 money, which will mean that I'd burn through all of my money in about a year. That's probably a bit too quick.
Wait.
What was the other one we haven't done? The gun dog and which one?
And the 90 down for Reading University.
Okay, because I've revealed them all and now I'm queuing those 2.
I mean, I'm quite tempted by something with lots of camel cavalry, but I suspect they're not actually that useful,
They are pretty useful if you're in deserts, because
which we mostly are.
once you find them.
Is getting the bird a phrase?
Yes.
Does it mean derided?
It means sticking the middle finger up, doesn't it?
It means what? That's flipping. That's giving the bird, or getting the bird.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's right.
Yeah, they look like they're probably all right, and I think
Rude or derided. Yes, again.
I can afford them.
That's getting the bird.
Right.
Great, okay. Clearly I need more fish.
Right, so there's the Stoughton University one.
It is weird how your brain does that.
Yeah.
I suddenly see it.
Well, hasn't seen the university one yet.
No, but you know, it jumps. Stipped.
So this lot mostly need to get out of the way. So the two that we're trying to move quickly have organisers. And we want to be quite cautious about allowing time to pass. Those guys are going to Tiberias. Those guys are going to Jerusalem. You're being weird, sir, but that's fine. While you're being weird, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Aha. 19 that we call a downwind. Couldn't pass 19. Lost
Where are you going? You're going to Irbid. Right, we're still getting ourselves organised. That's all looking all right. That's a fairly small army heading in towards Eliat. How about if we... They are very happy though. Let's let them continue for now. Carry on organising everyone into the capital. For all that's rather a long way away for several of them, apart from these ones which might go after Mayor Simon. So we need this lot's morale to increase a bit before we can let them get into a battle. That lot, on the other hand, are fine. So I reckon actually I should get them adequately equipped with commanders and start trying to pick off some of these armies before we get to them, before they get together rather. So let's give this lot my good organiser and start marching them south. That lot are going to be in trouble if they don't have an organiser for a bit. Okay, let's give them Goatsland just for speed, because I don't think we actually need Goatsland now in the south. Oh, does that still leave them getting trapped? Okay, well then, since we don't want them getting squashed, let's dismiss. Well, I mean, that's probably better than the number who will survive if they actually have a battle. But they'll hold this lot up a bit, which might be useful. Okay, put Goatsland back down here. Still. Where are that lot heading for at the moment? Let's start directing them on a more southerly course. Right, we probably can't catch that lot in time. Right, that battle is not going to end well. You can see it already. They've basically killed half of my army already. That, yeah, I would have done better to dismiss them. But it's held up the enemy for a few days. Right, that lot appear to be settling down to a siege in the hills, which is excellent. We'll give our group some really good commanders. Shortly, once they're one county away. So I'm not quite sure which direction we want to go in, but oh, I've got an army down there that's about to get squished. Hell, that's embarrassing. It's quite a decent army too. Oh well. Too late now. Let's attempt to withdraw because we can't possibly win that one. The lot should also be heading down there. I'm a bit worried about this army. Because I'm not sure I can get this lot round it safely. I mean, is there a good place to face them? I prefer to face them in desert if possible. I think I'm making a mistake by heading down here and trying to get the little armies. I think while I've got all of my armies, I should actually be targeting this big one. So I'm going to send everyone to Sinjar. And try to make a bit of a stand there. Except, of course, for these guys down here who are doing their own thing. Still haven't got up to full morale, but let's see what we can accomplish with them. So that's that battle. My troops are now fleeing, but not very far. He gets a defensive bonus. Maybe that was a mistake. Oh well, we'll see. Right, there's a problem. Can we stick in an organiser to solve it? Yes, good. Oops, wrong button. Battle of Arish is going pretty well for me. Yeah, we can't do much about that. That lot, on the other hand, should be coming up to join me here in due course. Oh, that was an odd manoeuvre. Right. Yes, this is... I am taking this very slowly and carefully. Right, so they've decided to settle down in those plains to besiege me. Well, that was foolish of them, because I've got enough troops to squish them, I think. So that battle's going fine. I think this lot are already enough that we can squish those, but are they bringing in any reinforcements? Because if not, I may as well wait till my reinforcements arrive, because then we can squish them harder. Ooh, we're actually going to run out of supply limit if all my reinforcements arrive. Okay, let's wait for this battle to finish, so that it frees up the really good commanders from that, and then we'll send them in up there. I think we can afford that time. If we take a bit of attrition, so be it. Actually, what's the supply limit there? That will put us past the supply limit. Right, let's... allow those ones to go in, but hold those and those one county away. Actually, let's just send them into that county instead. So that will put them somewhere vaguely useful. Right, Battle of Arish has been won for no war score at all. That's kind of infuriating. Why on earth was I fighting them then? So now we can give this lot some particularly good commanders and send them in there. No. Right, so that army, what are you besieging? Oh, right, there's a bishopric there for you to besiege. Yes, yes, sit down and besiege that bishopric quickly. I'll give you a siege leader if I have a spare one. I think I only do have one siege leader, but since there's only one thing that we're besieging, that will do fine for now. Right. Looks like we will get away with that just about. I mean, that hurt, but hurt him more than it hurt me. So that was worth 14% war score, and moreover killed, well, okay, killed 4,800 on my side and 6,600 on his side, which is not exactly a resounding victory in terms of how many people survived. So there's another 10,000 strong enemy army over there. The last thing we want is for these two armies to join, because then we can't squish them adequately. So I think we leave that lot for now. I mean, this lot could probably deal with them if necessary. And my big army starts heading over towards those. They're going to Kirkuk, so let's initially plot a course for Kirkuk. It's one of these. My Otto is a organizer, so we're already going to be fast. Right, we get if they allow that battle to happen, we get a defensive bonus for being in desert. They get a river crossing penalty. We've got a whole bunch of. We've got 2,000 camels, which will also be good in desert. If that battle happens like they're planning it, well, yeah, I thought you wouldn't let that happen. Right, that lot of shattered retreating west, that might be a bit of a problem. Right, now that lot should try to catch the enemy in Al Jalf. Or somewhere. There's a 15,000 strong enemy army. Right. I think we mostly have to stay away from them then. So now they get the defensive bonus and we get the river crossing penalty over there, which is slightly sad, but oh, we're a bit lacking in morale in the centre, aren't we? Still, I don't think that's going to be a problem. As is traditional, they've now decided to stop and not move into Marne. We're closer to Marne. No, 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 don't do that. Hope that doesn't count as suddenly retreating. No, good. That lot should hold where they are. With the idea being that maybe that lot will now decide to move again. Yeah, they've taken Tukot back already. Maybe they won't, though. Oops. So I think we want to head this lot westwards, try to catch up with the other large Latin armies. If that lot aren't going to come and hit me, then I'll have to go and hit them. Oh, but I don't know when they're going to come out of Shattered Retreat. Well, let's watch and see. What's the supply limits in these? Okay, no, we do actually want to go out through our territory, don't we? Try to keep our supply, to try not to die of attrition. Let's hold this lot here just long enough to work out whether those guys are coming out of Shattered Retreat in Al Jalf or whether they're carrying on. I'm just trying to work out what a white piece gives me here. Like, surrender, I get imprisoned, but I presumably also lose, and at that point he can take titles off me as much as he likes. I think we do need to win if possible. Like, at that point he abdicates. Sadly, I think who is it he abdicates to? Prince Manrique. Who does unfortunately also have claims on all my kingdoms. So, yeah, I wish I knew precisely what would happen if I took white peace now. Like, all I want is for him to lose his claim on my kingdom. I don't actually want to overthrow him, but I'm not sure I have the choice. Right, those guys are still in shattered retreat, so I can safely do that. That army should join me down here, probably. Maybe I should have put some useful commanders in that army. Oh well. That's nice. I haven't got any money for buildings at the moment. Whatever. Whatever. Right, people want to kill other people. I'm going to leave them to it because, frankly, I'm in the middle of a terrifying war. So, as expected, we've lost Arish. So I'm a bit worried that lot are going to try to come and get me. But that should be fine. We should have finished this battle before they can get out here into the desert. There's another. They're heading into Eliat. Okay. I think that's the army, an army that's finally come out of Shattered Retreat, maybe. Now they're not heading to Eliat, probably because they're trying to organise themselves to come after this army. Right, so this lot thus want to start getting back out of their desert. So now I'm trying to get all of my armies together because the small ones are going to be a bit of a liability now, probably. That lot are an actually useful army as far as he's concerned. So what I think I should do, therefore, their movement locked into a man anyway. is to make sure these guys have a decent set of commanders and send them into Oman, and send maybe half of this lot in behind them. With my 3 best commanders. Slightly worried that looked like there were 2 17,000 strong Outremer armies kicking around, which is impossible. Which is nice to know. Goodness, we're slightly under supply limit in my own territory. I should ignore those because they turn out not to be possible to get war score from, though I might want to reclaim the holdings there. Okay, someone else is trying to take somewhere. Oh, there, yes, right. Well, that's fine. We can go and squish that in a moment if this lot are going to keep running away. So those will be the first to arrive. We'll give them the good commanders, except not the organizer. And they have the organizer, so they should catch up. I think I'm a little bit scared that it looks like the enemy is like organising itself off screen. But to an extent that isn't a problem. That's Gonzal himself, my uncle, at the head of his army. Go on, turn out to kill him in the process. That would be fun. What? My vassal has just declared an excommunication war on the King of Hungary. What are you up to? Right. Let's take half of these troops and send them to Marne for another quick fight. And send the other half into El Arish to besiege that back again. I'm a bit worried that the army of Bishop Diego, that will leave on the 8th of November. We're going to arrive on the 1st. No, you guys keep going that way. You guys wait a moment and then move. Right, we'll now arrive after Bishop Diego leaves, which is what we want. Oh, but they're heading into Montreal now. Okay. Diego's still going the other way, so that's fine. Let's just hold there again and let them become movement locked into Montreal. Oh, they've changed their minds again, right. Are we just going to get into a loop here? Yes. Meanwhile, things are going unhappily for me. Right, let me stare hard at this. First, let's stick my solitary siege leader in here. Oh, he already is. Good. Because now I need to pay some attention. Diego is still going the other way. 5,000 Latin troops are heading into Montreal. They're going to get there before I reach Marne, so there's no point in my heading to Marne. Let's head to Montreal instead. They will get a defensive bonus, but we should be able to overcome that with numbers and commanders. They're reinforcing fast, but not that fast. They've changed their minds about going to Montreal. Well, that's kind of fine. We're already halfway to Montreal, so do we just go, do we just go through Montreal to Marne? I think we do, and we get ourselves Otto for extra speed. They're besieging Sousse. That's annoying. It'll take me a while to get back to Sousse. Oh, they've raised another army up there. It's not a very big one. Well, we'll deal with it later. I think. Do I send this lot up before they finish this siege? Now, that siege isn't going to take very long. Plus, they're coming down to meet me. That's annoying, because it means that I can't get my immediate bonus for occupying all of my own territory without marching a lot of people all the way across the world. Possibly, in fact, sending them on ships, but we don't have any, no, I don't have any ports on that coast. Right, so now, where are that lot going? That lot are going to Al Jalf, so I think we want to meet them in Al Jalf. We should probably wait till they're movement locked, because otherwise they're going to turn around and go back again. I don't understand. Why are we fighting fellow Catholics? Perhaps Gonzalo Núñez de Spoleto knows why. He was the one who tried to take my... Everything frustrates me. I've gained the Roth trait. +3 Marshal. All right, so I think it's worth finishing off this siege, because that one will take very little time. And then I think we need to start sending troops back over to Sousse, which is going to be a bit of a pain to get to. So they're busy pushing over. People are so easy to manipulate. A smile, a tear, the right inflection, and they will rush to do my bidding. Fools, all of them. I mean, I could possibly be trying to actually get myself taught by someone useful, but I am, rather perversely, actually being taught by Emperor Gonzalo, who, like, is pretty good for this. Yes, I'm at war with him. So, I mean, technically, possibly I shouldn't have been allowed to go to war with him because I should be a hostage, but... right, we've won the Battle of Al Jalf, so... I think what I now want to do is to send everyone... Well, okay, let them finish their siege. Send everyone to Sousse or thereabouts. Possibly with a brief diversion to squish that army. Oh, does this one not currently have an organiser? It doesn't. That's why it keeps not being able to get to places fast enough. No, that wasn't what I wanted you to do. Right, that army might be a problem. Why is there a hostile Egyptian fleet off my coast? Hostile towards King Balderic of Egypt due to their war on the nominal liege Emperor Gonçal of Outremer. Right, so Egypt is currently at war itself with Outremer. Okay, that's probably good for me. Which is slightly silly because apparently Outremer started that war. Oh no, sorry, Balderic started that war. War over Faramar, which is that county down there. Right, so we want to keep away from the Egyptians. They are not our immediate problem. That army is... Do I want to pull this lot back? I mean, this lot can't do anything useful over there anyway. They're too few. My grandmother has apparently died. Right, nothing. No, that siege has long been dealt with. Seuss is a nuisance because it's so far away from everything else. Okay, let's look at, so that's 23,000 troops. Yeah, we're going to need to keep them separate, aren't we? It's just hold the slower army here for one county's worth of time. then give them our other organiser. Maybe wait a little bit longer. And then set them off this way as well. We do have some slight supply limit problems out here, but nothing too bad. Can't now see where the enemy army is. There it is. So it's heading into Al Amara. I think that's a reasonable place to meet it. We don't have quite as many troops. Let's wait. Let's hold you guys in Baghdad. For a moment so that we can hit them with both of our armies at once. Okay, they're coming to say hello to us in Baghdad. Excellent. Then we'll wait for them there. Okay, they're not coming to say hello to us in Baghdad. In that case, we will go and hit them. Now they're trying to get to Baghdad again. No, we'll just hit them where they are. Oops, wrong button. I keep forgetting which side I am in this war. Let's split my army in half again before anything very bad happens. To be honest, since we're about to get into a battle anyway, better to hit them with all we've got, isn't it? What's our supply limit there now? Now, supply limit there is now only 15,000. So let's have the small army stay here for now. In reserve. This is proving a fairly tough battle. I'm going to send the small army in there to be reinforcements because I'm a bit worried. Okay, I needn't have worried. Let's have them leave again so that we don't run out of supply. Right, so I don't know of any big enemy armies kicking around. We currently have 48% war score. We're going to get an additional 20, more than 26%, 30 odd percent by flattening that, by retrieving that, and I reckon we're going to get about that much again for having, so we'll get up to 75% plus, yes actually we can work this out, can't we? Battles are 75%, we'll get 6% from occupying Tukot, and I reckon we probably got 20% for occupying all our holdings this long into the war. So I think we should now be, once we take Sus back, that should be enough. So I think I'm going to be willing to burn through troops a bit to take territory back fast. Unfortunately, I can't go any further than that. Right, let's see how things are doing. So, you're a nuisance. Who are you besieging there? Are you besieging me, or are you besieging? Right, you're just besieging Tukot. That's fine. If you want to take Tukot, I'll let you. I mean, it's war score I would quite like to have, but still. Why haven't I got a siege leader in this army? Is it because I only have one siege leader total? Nonetheless, I want him in this army. Because this is the one that it's most urgent for me to get back. If you play with me, I'll let you play with my toys. I'm nice and charitable. Just noticed how much money I've got. Right, by besieging back all of my territory, I get 75% war score from battles, plus 33% for controlling all my holdings. So I don't quite know how this works. Gonzalo gets a strong claim on the Latin Revolt. Why? Loses 500 prestige, likes us, drops back to limited crown authority and abdicates, which seems pretty good. That's a rather odd way of putting it. The war against the tyranny of Emperor Gonçalo of Outremer has ended as Núñez de Spoleto joined the Egyptian de jure Latin war over Faramar as defender. As Manrique Núñez de Spoleto. Don't think that's actually relevant. I think the important thing is Oneka of the Latin revolt won. Gonçalo the Confessor has stepped down as emperor, having been succeeded by another one of my uncles, Manrique, who sadly also has a claim on Syria, so may attempt to revoke it. And he might do a bit better. Actually, he might not be able to, because he might have reduced crown authority so far he can't revoke anywhere. Right. Why does my betrothed dislike me so much? Because I'm zealous and he's a heretic. Oh dear. No, sorry, because he's zealous and a heretic. Right, I think we need to dismiss all our troops before we run out of money entirely. I think I needed to wait for everything to know where it was. Right, yes, now they won't all vanish. It's not my job to keep the Egyptians out. I do have a claim on Yemen, but so far away. I mean, okay, there are further places further away I can press claims on. None of the others are actually mine directly. I'm not that strong. I kind of feel I need to wait a bit. Partly because my regent is a disaster. He's now my vassal, so the fact I've got a claim on his county is a bit pointless. So rather amusingly, the Queen Oneka's titles, major titles anyway, all have Okay, no, only Al Jazeera has Gonçal as the next in line. The other two have her aunt, Princess Urraca, as the next in line, because Al Jazeera is agnatic cognatic. Yeah, it's going to take a while before we can sort out the succession law in Al Jazeera. Kind of feel maybe I should change my primary title to Syria so that I could get to play as Urraca, but I can always do what I did this time and change my player character if I feel like it, I suppose. Right, I think I'll allow a bit of time to pass just to see if I'm about to get into another war. Doesn't look like my... What's my liege's opinion of me? Why does he dislike me? He wants the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Yeah, I'm sure he does. And he's a claimant on quite a lot of my titles. I'm uncertain whether I want a husband with an opinion of me of minus 27. There are no men who would join Oneka's court. Basically no convenient geniuses we could invite. He really likes his current liege. Don't think I would a 47-year-old husband for her. That just seems inappropriate. Now I think we'll have to keep the current guy. Maybe we just become Fraticelli. Would be a possibility. It's a faction with one person in, but he's so dangerous. He's so much of our strength at the moment, partly because our levies are quite depleted, and partly because everyone hates me, that he might actually be dangerous. Oh, my spy master's currently doing nothing anyway. Let's send my spy master to scheme in Jazeera. Where is he? Erbil. Why is there not a coat of arms on Erbil if it's the capital? That's curious. You go and scheme there. I think we're now in a situation where almost all... What's going on there? Why can I send someone to proselytise there? Do I own some random rubbish over there? Apparently I do. Baron of Salmas is apparently a vassal of Jazeera. That's odd. Right, let's see who is. Where's my? Oh yes, I should set my Chancellor to the normal kind of improving diplomatic relations. He should be improving diplomatic relations with one of my scarier vassals, say Aleppo. So I don't think there's any conversion that needs doing. So I think my court chaplain may as well be researching cultural tech in my capital. Think we'll stick with my martial training troops though. I've just noticed a question that says, why does he like you? Which I presume is about Gonçal. I mean, he doesn't really like me. Oh, hang on, or is it his successor? I don't know, we don't seem, whatever that, there was a plus 25 opinion bonus for someone, and yeah, I can't see it now. I mean, Manrique might reasonably, because I just forced his predecessor to abdicate, but he's still grumpy because I'm deceitful and wroth and hold the kingdom of Jerusalem. And Gonçal, who has taken to dressing as Obi-Wan Kenobi, dislikes me because he's a claimant on all of my titles and the Empire of Outremer, and I defeated him. But since he has no land, is he still my guardian? He is still my guardian, even though he's now been ousted. Just thinking, with 28 martial, somehow he's managed to keep, wow, he's managed to keep his treasury. He's got like the celestial necklace and the iron mask of St. George and so forth, which would make him an excellent commander, and it's a great pity that he's not currently in my oh right, yes, he's still at court in Mirabel and refused to deign to come down to my kingdom level court. Why is he not a commander though? Like, he'd be a brilliant commander for the Jerusalem, for Outremer. Yeah. I don't see that war as being my job. Right, so we have a slight faction problem, but it's probably going to get less of a problem. Indeed, it no longer merits an icon up there. Oh, so there is a faction to put Princess Urraca on the throne. she's the only member of that faction. So maybe once Oneka is of age, she'll be able to ask to put herself on the throne. That might be quite fun. Anyway, it's 10 to midnight and we seem to have reached a reasonably stable situation, which is mostly that that Egypt is about to take a county off Outremer and it's not Oneka's problem. Don't suppose we have any good claims against them? No. So I think we should wind up for the night now and come back to this and see if in 3 years' time, when Oneka comes of age, she can maybe start a faction to install herself on the imperial throne, because apparently that's an option. So I will see you next time. In the meantime, good night.